And now, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve men. Quarterfinal matchup number 3.
The third quarterfinal of the men's recurve competition is a huge one. Two titans of the sport over the past decade. Let's go down and meet the legends.
On target number 1, representing the United States of America, Brady Ellison. On target number 2, representing Italy, Mauro Nespoli. The line judge for this matchup is Carlos Cervantes.
It's an incredible 13th consecutive final for the USA's Brady Ellison. 5 titles. Ellison has been clear. Most recently talking about his hunger for more. His last win under the lights in Moscow in 2019. And back in the form that makes him one of the favourites. Nespoli, though, a multiple Olympic medalist, brings his big game and massive bow weight to the big events. He'll be seeking revenge, having lost to Ellison in that Moscow final, and he'll shoot first.
Shaky first shot by Nespoli. Most athletes, we would think that it's the nerves, but for him it's quite common, as you alluded to, his massive bow weight.
9.
A pair of them have met 12 times on the international circuit. 9-3 head-to-head goes in favour of Ellison. But crucially, their last meeting in Medellin saw Nespoli win a shoot-off in the semi-finals against Ellison.
9. 10.
It's impressive how sometimes I get a feeling that the shakier he is, the better he shoots.
Matching each other through the first set, one apiece.
Right down the middle for set number 1.
We talk about the shakiness. I mean, I get nervous when I watch Nespoli that something is going to go horribly wrong. And we've talked about the conditions here. Yes, despite the sun going down, it's still pretty steamy out there. And we talked about that having an effect on your endurance. Will that play a part here?
Maybe, perhaps, but these are two super athletes, and yeah, it's you just gotta cope with the conditions. We've had pretty much everything in the season so far this year. We've had lots of rain in Shanghai, and the cold weather in Berlin, now the steamy weather here in Tlaxcala. We just gotta be ready for anything, really. But both athletes on top form this year. I think things just haven't quite come Ellison's way, and I'm sure he's hungry to get a medal, and if not gold here in Hermosillo.
Yeah, he's talked about the fact that he feels like he's shooting well, just crucially lost out to Archer shooting a little bit better this season. One apiece, set number 2.
10. Dead center.
A bit longer hold for Brady. I had a feeling he wasn't quite so comfortable, but clearly in the middle, good for him.
10.
2 arrows both these archers took to find the middle.
9.
Mini advantage here for Nespoli. He's got the second set in control. A 10 to go 3-1 up. Didn't look happy with it. Drops into the 9 for a 29. Ellison still needs a 10 here to share the points.
9.
He's drifted out into the 9 for another 28, so Nespoli does indeed steal the points in the second to go 3-1 up.
Yeah, Brady can move his side confidently because he's got a very nice group to the right, and Mauro Nespoli clearly wasn't happy with his shot, but I believe it could have been worse because of his reaction, and still it was within the 9, and it makes me think about what we saw yesterday with some of the countdown shooters, that like we saw some of that archers who advanced, they were the ones who were still making mistakes within the 10, so their mistakes were still good enough to be within a good scoring zone, and I think this is what we've just seen with Mauro Nespoli. Perhaps he's on very good form. As long as he stays within the gold, I think he's looking very good in this match.
We start the third. Ellison trailing. And shoot first.
10.
Didn't look like the best shot, but in the 10, great stuff.
How does he do it? Shaking all over the place.
Only Mauro Nespoli can do these things.
9.
Ellison putting the pressure on. 29, having a possible 30.
There it is.
Nespoli into the 10 as well for a 29. It's 2 points now for Ellison, with the points shared in the third as they were in the first. Nespoli maintains his 2-point lead, and now crucially is just 2 points away from a semi-final place.
Yes, but I think Brady is in his best moment in this match. I think he took perhaps a little bit too long to adjust his height and find his way to be solid in the middle, and I think he's just done that. Nespoli, on the other hand, is so constant. It's really impressive. But I think Brady is now more than ever very much into this match.
Can Nespoli hold his nerve? Well, Ellison shooting first, pile on the pressure with a whole bunch of 10s.
Nine.
Very impressive. Mauro Nespoli is so comfortable, so dialed in the 10. And he's back to try to put some pressure on Mauro.
Nine.
You can see him pulling that one away. Bit of bow quando for a 28. Nespoli can do this if he can hit the centre again. Oh, and he has indeed. It was a clash of the titans here, and Nespoli has beaten Ellison here in the quarterfinals. A huge, huge matchup, but it's the Italian who's prevailed, and we will see him again in the semi-finals.
of the shootout arrow, this time a 6.
It was always going to be a tough one. It was always going to be tough for the loser here. Two legends in the sport, but Nespoli absolutely spot on form.
On top form. 3 29s in a row to finish this match. I think any of the other 7 archers in this final would have a very hard time sticking close to this kind of score.